Louisiana, and I gotta reload. What do you guys think that is? It's a military vehicle. It's not heavy. I'm like 78,000 pounds, 110 inches wide. So it has 4 big tires, 4 single tires, and it's armored, heavy steel, independent suspension. And at the bottom you see how it's curved like that. It's also all armored, and it's done like this so that if they run over a mine, it can deflect. That's why the floor is not level. And I looked briefly inside. See, pressure 80 psi. I looked briefly inside. It's all white, like a spaceship, you know. I don't think it's very comfortable looking from the inside because the windows are so small, but you can see inside it's all white, like very cool. The guy drove it on, and what I like is that, of course, these machines, they're made to be transported, so they have this, and you see how everything is protected with steel, you know. And this is the door. Yeah, you climb in, and on the top it has I looked this up online. I think on the top it can have it's like a rocket launcher, or it can have a 7mm machine gun, or a heavy machine gun, I think like 12mm. And then throughout the body, in different locations, that's the exhaust over there, but throughout the body it has like some spots where it can shoot smoke grenades, like not just 1 or 2 but a whole bunch of them. So basically this vehicle can just disappear, you know, start shooting those grenades. But very cool, you know. I never did this before. This is I always wanted to hold these, and it's so easy. Like, look, they even have this, so you can tie down your flags, you know, beautiful. And you see each tire has this hose. So this thing, and tires are Michelin XZL. So this thing has a central tire inflation system. So it gets a flat, the motor inside will keep you know, building pressure inside the tire so that they can get away from the bad spot, you know. And the only army in the world that uses these is Canadian Army, and that's where I'm taking it. I'm taking it to a military base in Canada. That's why it has you know, our maple leaf in here. But a very cool vehicle. I'm sorry I cannot show you inside because I'm not supposed to open it, but that's what it I see there's a couple of hatches over there, and actually the guy who was driving it, because it was so hot for him to see, he raised his seat and he opened that hatch, and his head was sticking out. Yeah. And then right in front of the tire, that's where there's another hatch for a gunner, for a shooter, but he does not have to be, like, his head stays in the vehicle, because in front it's all like a video game, it's all screens. So not like in the movies, you know, he doesn't have to be practical. It doesn't have to stick out, right? Because then it's so. I'm always wondering about this, like why these guys, you know, they're always at the top, and it's so easy to hit them, right? And this is my next load. So it's gonna take me a while because it's 1600 miles loaded, and right now I'm at the very bottom. Oh wow, look at this guy. I don't like, you guys know, right? I'm not a fan of Volvos, but I guess the guy just washed his truck, and the color is pretty intense. All the chrome. Well, what can I say? Looking good. I probably should wash my truck. I know it's been a while since I had it cleaned. And I stole a very cool spot, you know. It's always a problem for me, as you guys probably know, because I'm so long and my axles is in the very back, right? Like if I park like these guys, you know, to the curb, I cannot sleep because the front of my truck sticks out, because my wheels, you know, I cannot go. Sometimes I can if the curb is low, but most of the time I can't. And you see, of course, in their case, their wheels are much closer than the end of the trailer, right? In my trailer, the wheels are right in the back. So for me, the best position is somewhere like in the middle row, you know, because that way, like lengthwise, I'm okay. I'm not much longer than a regular truck, but it's just that my rear wheels are so close to the rear that's what prevents me from, you know, parking level with other trucks. But when I'm in the middle row, I'm cool. And I just went through the scale over here at this truck stop, and I saw this spot in here, right? It's not the best spot because there'll be people cruising by me here, but there's a big, like, whole bunch of lines in there, right, protecting me, kind of like telling people stay away. And this was like a legitimate spot. All behind me, those trucks in there that you can see in the mirror, that's already reserved parking, but it's all very well marked, you know, but it's getting crazier by the minute. I don't know if I'm gonna do another video about this. Well, maybe we'll do some kind of like driving video, but when I was entering the facility, there was like clearly like signs, you know, no filming, no cameras, no cell phones. The guy had a gun, like the security guy was a military guy, and everything very strict, you know, you gotta obey the rules, so no filming. So I'm pretty sure, since I'm going to a military base, I won't be able to film over there either. But so that's why I just showed you guys the kind of like a walk around, and later on we'll probably do kind of like a, you know, like a driving vid, like a regular vid. But this is one cool looking machine. It's called APV, armored, what is this? What's the technical term? I'll tell you, because you guys need to know this for your kind of like, oh, it's called Armored Patrol Vehicle. Armored Patrol Vehicle, APV. And it's based, there was this is like a new model. They just started making this, and Canadian Army is the first one that's buying them. And this is based on the previous model. It was a similar thing, but it was designed for US military police, you know, so it's kind of like a policing vehicle, right? In terms, that's why it has all those small grenade launchers I mentioned before. It's not so much to kill the enemy as probably like disperse crowds, I think. But this is, yeah, a typical military thing. And I read that it has a crew of 3: the driver, the commander-in-chief, and the shooter, the guy who mans the gun, or the girl. So 3 people, and it has a Cummins diesel, about 365 horsepower. Like, the torque is not well, but it doesn't need too much torque. It's only like 1100 torque, whereas like my truck has 1860, and that's why I'm pulling this thing, not the other way around, right? So that one has only 1100 pounds of torque, Cummins diesel. And what else I remember? But yeah, it's all protected. It's all like armor everywhere. It can protect the occupants inside pretty well. So that's what it is. So thanks for watching. Stay tuned. I'll post updates on my way to Canada during the 1600 miles.